Hello there, it's Claire here from My Creative Spirit with a new project to share with you here on my YouTube channel and blog. But before I do, I'd just like to say thank you to Diane, Cherie and Amy for inviting me to be the Grand Ambassador here in the UK for Graphic 45. Again, for 2017-18. I'm very touched that you've invited me, but I am the ultimate addict, I think. Inspiration for all of my projects come from Graphic 45 papers. I get asked that question a lot, and it really does. And this project was no exception. So it's been designed as my introduction project for Graphic 45, and really it's been designed from a 12 by 12 paper outwards, because that's what we've got to work with. So I've used the Master Detective collection. I love the oranges and greens, my favourite colours. And there's a hint of Halloween in this collection. I love it, the way it's just threaded through. It's really subtle. The inspiration for this project came initially from the banner on the front of the paper pad. It says, "The game is afoot." This is the 12 by 12 pad. And then there are a couple of papers inside with cards on and a games board and then some words. And although the collection is Sherlock Holmes themed, it was games that sprung to mind rather than mystery and detective themes. So that was my inspiration. And this is what came out of my designing process. I never quite know what's going to emerge. So I've designed the whole box and project. It's a Compendium of Games box from the 12 by 12 papers outwards, and you'll see how it all fits together as we go through. So on the cover, I've used that banner straight from the paper pad, added a couple of borders, and because the box is longer or wider than 12 inches, I've stretched the papers and then used a border strip that runs across from the front, the top, and then it also goes down the back as well. And then the box is held together with two metal clasps, and if we open them, you'll see what's inside. So let's open out. And here we've got all of the games and a fabulous games board as well. So the lid is a mirror image of the base. All of the dice and the counters are all in these little boxes down the sides. The top ones have got magnets to hold them in place so that when the box is closed, they don't fall out. And then I've used that games board paper in the base of the box with, I love the train border, had to put the train border in, and some patterns and solids just to complement the colours around the sides. The little boxes are covered in the dogtooth paper. And then I've used quite a few different papers. They all work together really well. If you just edge them with black, it really does make them pop. So the first box I'm going to show you has got all of the chess pieces in. And I mentioned the paper that has the cards on. I've used a strip of 3 of them on here. So I did get Sherlock Holmes into the box, along with Dr. Watson, and then the Master Detective card, which is on the reverse of these, in the centre. So this little box has got all of the chess pieces in, and I'll show you the board in a minute. And then I've used this plaid paper, which is the back of the signature sheet, all the way around the box. And then we've got a pack of cards. Again, these cards were a perfect size just to cut out and put on the box that's got the cards in. And then I've used the same coordinating paper all the way through the boards and on this little box of cards that sits in the centre here. So here they are, our little cards. Let's pop those over there. And then the boards. The boards all fit into this side of the box, but they all come out. So the first one is the drafts and chessboard. So on the reverse, I've used, it's just one sheet of the beautiful pattern paper that coordinates really well with all of the other colours. And then on the other side, I've used one sheet of paper and cut it into squares and fitted those onto the 6-inch boards which I've joined together with my black construction tape, and it works really well. The boards fold up, but they fold up sideways. And then I put some Mod Podge. I don't know if you can see, it's got a shine to it, but I put some Mod Podge on just to keep it clean, really. And then all the little pieces are just perfect to sit on. Got the whoopsies on the board. So that's the chessboard. So it is a full-size chessboard. And then we've also got drafts counters or checkers counters, and they sit in the little boxes that have got D's on the side. So these counters are 1-inch counters, and they're actually made up from 15 punched black circles and a paper punched circle on the top, and then covered in glossy accents. And I've done that, one, to give them a little bit of extra weight, but also to keep the papers clean as you play the game. After time, the papers would get really grubby from being picked up all the time. So the glossy accents will just keep them clean. So we've got orange ones and green ones. And the green ones coordinate with the chess box. Can't get them out. And again, they've got glossy accents on them just to keep them clean. The little boxes are all covered, as I said, in the plaid paper, and all fold up and just fit back in the side of the games box. So that's the drafts and the chessboard. And then we've got noughts and crosses. You have to have noughts and crosses in a games box, and their little counters are over here. I've put OX on the top of the box just so that I know where the counters are. So the games in the box are all games that we play as a family. I play chess and drafts with Harry, and noughts and crosses we always play. Oh, look, I've won. So again, they're covered in glossy accents, but the letters, they were punched out of fun foam, are sort of embedded in the glossy accents, so the counters are actually flat. So that's the little noughts and crosses board. Let's put those back in their little box. So that was a definite must. Again, I've used the floral paper on the back. And then we've got Solitaire. Now, I used to play Solitaire with my dad when we were little. And here are the counters. I can never quite remember how to get to the end, but there's lots of help on YouTube. So I have actually done it and ended up with my one counter in the middle. But there are teeny weeny counters for the Solitaire board. I'm not going to put them all out because we'll be here forever. But these are 5/8 of an inch circles, and they're sitting on 3/4 inch black circles that are stuck to the board. And then I've punched out from one of the border strips from the paper just the clock for the centre circle. So those are the Solitaire counters. I'm not very good. And again, on the back of that one, we've got the green floral paper. So they all go back in their little box and drop in the sides. And then we get right to the bottom and to the backgammon board. And Oliver, my oldest, and my auntie, or my sister, his auntie, we all play backgammon. Auntie Annie is very good. So really, this one had to go in the box. So that is the backgammon board. It's inlaid, so the green top section is inlaid over patterns and solid strips, and it's really effective. It was the best way to get that spiky board effect. And then we've got the counters over here. So I've used patterns and solids for the counters. We have got orange patterns and solids for the black spikes and black patterns and solids for the orange spikes. So there are oodles of counters in here. And this little box is held together with magnets, as well as having magnets in the bottom to hold it into the lid. And then in the last box, we've got the dice and also some spare counters as well. So I've made one of these for both of the boys, and just as an heirloom really, because we've always played games together. And I thought it would be fun for them to have the whole box to be able to play games with their children, if they have any, in years to come. And then it would become Granny's Games box, which I thought was quite hilarious. So they all fit back in that little box, and then they go in to the side. But also, with backgammon, obviously, you've got counters that come off. They can sit on that centre section. And then as you're bringing them off the board, you can just drop them into your respective side until you win. So this is the Compendium of Games box. A really lovely heirloom project. Perfect papers to use on it. It is available as a full kit. It doesn't come with the papers. These might not be your taste, but if you'd like to make the box yourself for your family and friends or as an heirloom, then I'll put the link to the kit down below in the description. So with the kit, you get the whole box, all of the boards. You get the locks, the magnets, the ribbons, the cards, the chess pieces, and the counters cut out of the MDF. I think that's it. And the full instruction sheet, which is video driven. So which I take you through how to put the box together and then how to build up all of the sections and the boards and the counters until you've got the finished project. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you once again, Diane, Cherie and Amy, for the invitation. I'm really looking forward to another year of creativity and sharing Graphic 45 with crafters here in the UK through workshops, retreats and events, and around the world through my YouTube channel with all the new projects as they come out. So don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channel to be kept up to date with projects as they come out. Thanks for watching.